Every year, about 30% of food produced globally for human consumption is lost or wasted, representing 1.3 billion tons of food. In sub-Saharan Africa, grain losses in a year are worth of $4 billion, which could feed at least 48 million people. Post-harvest loss is a subsection of this, focusing on losses that occur during the interconnected activities from the time of harvest to the time when food is ready for final consumption. Reduction of post-harvest losses, PHLS, has been identified as a key pathway to food and nutrition security. Reducing food losses at the post-harvest stage would contribute significantly to achieving Sustainable Development Goals 1, 5, and 12. We will address how to reduce post-harvest losses at harvesting, drying, threshing, drying threshed beans, winnowing and sorting, measuring moisture content, and storing. Harvest the crop on time when the leaves and pods are yellow. If you harvest early, the crop would not be healthy. Do not harvest pods touching the soil, as they may be infected with diseases or pathogens in the soil. If you leave beans in the field to dry after harvesting, they could be affected by diseases or eaten by insects and animals. Beans left in the sun too long or under the rain will make threshing difficult and could lead to damaged seed. After the bean crop is harvested, the pods should be sorted to remove weeds and immature pods. Please dry the beans in pods preferably to avoid losing the grain. The pods should be dried loosely on the mat, plastic or platform. If you put them too close together, it will get moldy. It is advisable not to dry beans on the ground, as they can be eaten by animals or be contaminated by animal droppings. Always have someone wash the beans when it is being dried. If it rains, cover it or take it to the store. It is advisable to dry the bean pods from morning to evening for 2 days. Test the beans whether it is dry enough for storage. This can be done by breaking a few pods open, biting the bean grain, or pinching it with the fingers. When bean pods are dry, then the next stage is threshing. While threshing, it is important not to break and damage the seeds. Mix them with dirt and loose the seed. Threshing bean pods in woven polypropylene and gunny bags with a wooden stick will easily damage the seeds. Same if one does thresh bean pods on a tarpaulin with a tractor. Cracked seeds are more susceptible to insects and mold and cannot be planted as seeds. Threshing can be done using a thresher manufactured by artisans in Burundi and Tanzania. After bean pods have been threshed, the grains must be dried again. Threshed beans can be dried on a mat, plastic, or a raised platform. Threshed beans should not be dried on the ground, as it might result to contamination from dirt, diseases, and droppings from animals. The beans should be spread thinly to allow air to circulate. Turn the beans every once in a while to avoid overheating. Dry the seed for 1 to 3 sunny days. Keep watch so no animals will eat it or leave behind their droppings. Keep out of the rain as well. Test the bean whether they are dry enough and bite with your teeth or pinch with your fingers. Next is winnowing the bean grain to remove any impurities. After winnowing, remove shriveled, diseases, and cracked grains by sorting. To reduce drudgery and any health issues like backaches during sorting, use a platform sorter that can be fabricated locally. Before you store beans, you need to check the moisture content so the beans would not rot. To measure soil moisture, you need a handful of salt, a sample of beans, and a clean and dry transparent bottle. Fill the dry bottle quarterly with salt, after which you add a handful of beans. Shake it well and allow the seed to settle for 10 minutes. If you see the damp salt stuck to the side of the bottle, then the moisture level is higher than the recommended 13 to 15%. Store your beans in a room that is well ventilated, has no leakages where rain can't get in, or holes where a rodent can't get in and eat the grain. Storage bags must be clean, disinfected, and airtight. You can store beans in plastic or iron silos as well as PIC bags. Make sure the bags are placed on sawn stick or elevated wood and 1 meter from the walls to avoid moisture.